All right, check out this really cool countertop that we just finished. Man, I really love how the colors came out. This is just very elegant. We're going to show you in this video all the tips and tricks of how to do this particular color. Really love how it looks. Hope you enjoy the video. You can visit us at stonecoatcountertops.com. Enjoy the show. All right, guys, this is Mike from stonecoatcountertops.com. Today we're going to do a really fun project here on site. We have a old, nasty piece of tile that was demoed off of this countertop. This is some floor tile for a bathroom that was put on some drywall, and it was just kind of functified there. So what we're going to do, Kenneth here, this is his house. Kenneth has already demoed his counters. He did his MDF. He did his edging. He did a great job. He had a raised bar here. Why don't you tell us about your kitchen?
So we had, about an 18-inch.
Here, I'll give you the mic here.
Okay. So what we had here is about an 20-inch countertop here, and then it had a raised bar about 12 inches up. There was about a 12-inch bar. So we took that all out, extended this out this way, and then extended it there, so we had just an open concept here, is what we were going for, that we can entertain the kids, entertain lots of guests, and it's just a lot more conducive to our lifestyle.
Awesome. Awesome. So Kenneth has, here, you want to take this, buddy?
Yeah.
Kenneth has demoed all the tile, demoed the backsplash, repaired his sheetrock, put on the MDF, and painted it with paint and primer in one. And then what we did is we took some white spray paint and we just fogged some spray paint on there over this gray base color. This is a very light gray base color. We're going to do a Carrara marble look in here, and so that's how we've prepped it. He's got all of his cabinets and floor masked with builder's paper, which is a great choice. You want to double that up, make sure nothing seeps through and gets on your floor. And he's got an undermount sink over here. So we're going to go ahead and get started and get this sucker coated. Got anything to add?
Oh, we're excited.
Are you nervous?
Yeah.
He's nervous. We got Mrs. Tanya over here. She's nervous too, but we're gonna get this thing rocking. All right, guys, we got some white base color tint, and we're going to put this into our clear Stone Coat Countertop Epoxy. We just mixed that up. We got a full gallon here, so we're going to work quickly because you don't want to leave it in the bucket for a real long time because that will generate more heat. You want to get it out on the surface so you have plenty of working time. So we're going to add some of this base color tint. Each of these 8-ounce base color tints will tint a full 2 gallons of epoxy, so a little goes a long way. You don't need a bunch of this stuff. And what we're doing, the reason we're putting white in here is because we are going to emulate Carrara marble, but this is also going to give us a white translucent base over this gray top. So we don't want it super white, but we want those undertones in there. We're also going to put a little bit of pearl and a little bit of white metallic in here, and that's just, it's not going to show up a ton, but what it's going to do is make it look more like realistic stone. When you look at stone, it's not just a flat color, it's going to give it that crystallized look of rock, and so that's why we're going to use some of our pearl and some of our white. This is going to be a custom, what's neat about Stone Coat Countertops is no two are the same. Just like natural stone, you're not going to go down to a slab yard and find the same printed material. This is going to be custom every time, so have fun with it. Don't get caught up in trying to match our videos exact. Just use them as a reference. You see how immediately it turns that epoxy white, and you could already see some of the metallic in there. When you add metallic, you want to do it on your first coat, and when you add the base color tint, you want to do it on your first coat. You want to get your second coat just clear Stone Coat Countertop Epoxy. All right, you want to move those colors. Okay. have a paint stick in that bucket there, Kenneth? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the residual out of this bucket and mix it right into this mass, this pile here. The reason that you do that is because you're going to mix this again with your trowel. And all this stuff that sticks to the edges of the bucket, sometimes it's not perfectly mixed. So we're going to go ahead and scoop it right in this mass, and then when we trowel it out and chop it, it will mix it again for us. Okay. Pour a little bit more out here. We're going to pour more than what we need, and then we're going to scrape the excess off. But by mixing these together, it'll give us a consistent color throughout the job too. Most of this we're going to pull right off the countertop, but we're going to mix it here on the surface. So you can see in this one we have a little bit more pearl than that one. So now I'm going to take where we mixed all that stuff in there, just use my trowel, and just mix it up. The nice thing about the trowel is it's going to gauge exactly how much material to leave on the surface. Okay, and then we're just going to start getting this out, and don't go over the edges yet, just get it close to the edges. This is a big little piece of counter here. Some square footage involved.
That's right.
This is going to be a great work area for you guys though. Be a great little congregation place. You can have your stools back there where your kids are eating breakfast and do their homework. And
well, we got 5 kids, and so you want to have space for all of them.
You have 5 kids?
5 kids.
Golly. No, I'm just kidding. I got 4, so. So now I'm bringing it right up to the edge, and it's going to drip over. Don't let your kids walk in that. You'll have a big mess on your hands.
Wow.
Honestly, the most difficult part about applying the epoxy is just simply getting it spread out. That's the time-consuming part. The coloring is the fun part. Now, Kenneth did a really good job caulking the distance between the back of the counter and the wall so that our epoxy doesn't run down and in behind his cabinets. That's really important when you're doing this project.
The missus wouldn't appreciate epoxy on the dishes.
No, that's not good. Then you have to buy new dishes.
That's right.
Okay, I'm going to come over there and get that. Then we're going to get the excess off of here.
Oh, man. Cool, huh? That's exciting.
So you can't see much of the metallic right now, but when the sunlight's on it, that's when you'll see it. It's a cool little element. Kenneth, why did you choose to do stone coat in your house?
Well, I grew up doing cabinets and construction with my dad, and I've seen a lot of countertops. I think from formica to tile to, you know, the all-purpose ones, the stone to granite. And, you know, we just wanted something that was durable and that looked nice and that was affordable, honestly.
Yeah,
we got a budget.
that's typically the driving factor. Everybody wants something that looks like natural stone, but they don't want to pay the fee for it, you know. And so that's why we're very excited about this material, and it does save people a lot of money, and you know, they get a really neat, clean look with that with that savings. Okay, what we're going to do now is we have a big amount of extra on this counter, and we don't want you to waste your material, so that's why we use the 1/8 inch square notch trowel. So I'm going to basically what we call mow the lawn. I'm just going to pull everything here first, and then I'll pull everything back to this side and scrape it into my bucket, and I'll put it on this counter over here before I mix up more, so I know how much more I'm going to need. So let's go ahead and do that. And you don't want to over trowel it because you'll pull too much off, but you're just going to take enough off where it still leaves those, you still want the trowel to flow out.
So about how much is left on there? About 1/8 of an inch or so?
No, after you do this, each coat really levels out to about 1/16 of an inch.
Okay.
Is what you're leaving on the surface on each coat. So 2 coats, you're going to get 1/8 inch.
Wow, and it's that durable. That's impressive.
Okay, so I'm pulling it all up over here. You can see how much extra we have there that we wouldn't need to. So now I just have my trowel at an angle, and I'm pulling it back towards me. You don't want to try to do this all at once at the same time. You got to be careful getting it off the edge here, but I'm just going to pull it, and I'm going to bring it over that edge where I'm going to use this material to coat the edges anyway. So just carefully get that off, and now we have a very consistent color here on this countertop, which you don't really need a consistent color either. I mean, if you're choosing to make it look a little different, you've seen our videos where we do that, and if you haven't seen our videos on how to mix the material or some of our color training videos, go watch those, and we just have a lot of different looks that you can get. All right, we're going to pour this bucket out here. We'll let that sit, and we're going to start this counter here. I'm going to get my brush. So I like to use the Wooster shortcut brushes, and you're going to pull the bristles. Make sure there's no loose bristles in this thing. So just kind of de-shed it, and now I'm going to pre-prime my brush a little bit. Just get some material on it, and now we're going to start chopping this. And the reason we chop it is because you can see some iridescent lines from the trowel in this material, and that doesn't look natural. So when we chop it, it makes it look more natural. It hides all those trowel marks. And just do it in a random fashion. Don't do it geometrically like this. It'll look man-made. So just do it randomly. Have fun with it. Talk to your buddy while you're doing it. It's all good. All right.
Wow. So cool.
So you can see your base color is really, it's not that important when you're going to add the base color tint into the epoxy, but you can just see through to that gray, just a hair. And that's okay. We know you wanted this a light countertop, which is really cool, but some people really worry about that base color not being perfect, and it doesn't matter. It's easy to do it. All the brush and roller marks get hidden. The base color is really just to get you some color on there so we can get started. You don't want the MDF underneath just raw.
Oh, another reason we wanted to do stone coat is we didn't want seams.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
we were able to eliminate all the seams, so it was just a nice, clean look.
Yeah,
If you have a 10-foot length, you don't have 10-foot material, so.
Yeah, exactly. We get a lot of customers who will build these out of MDF, but they don't know how to seam it really good and bring it to a job really long runs, and you're in between walls, so it'd be really hard to build that without a lot of experience. And so putting it in place and doing it in place, it's a little work prepping, but when you're done, you're going to have a really clean looking job. All right, so now I'm just taking the extra on my brush here because I got drips over the edge and all that. I'm going to just use that extra on my brush just to start coating these edges. And you're gonna walk in your drips, so be conscious of that, and don't walk back on your floor. Do a good job prepping your floor so that you have a work area to make a mess. Because this is a messy project.
Yes, it is. Yeah, we had that seam right here. Now you can't even tell it's there.
Awesome. Yeah, it's really important to fill your seams really good before you start, because the epoxy will follow that seam and drip right through it if it's not sealed.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes that black. So I'm just going to spray some out here on my fancy palette here, my cardboard palette. It's pretty inexpensive. And I'm just going to put just a little bit on my brush. And we're going to start with a little bit. We're going to just start chopping some color right into this. What I like to do is chop color in one section and then kind of move over just a little bit where you're not doing it in the same section. All right, we're going to start with a little bit more on the brush. And as you fade away from that original spot, it will tone way down because you put most of it right there in that where we started. And when you look at Carrara marble, that's really how it is. It's got highs and lows of, you can even brush over it. If you don't like it, you can brush over it to kind of meld it down. So if this was too dark, I just simply pass over it a couple times and it starts to meld in.
Okay.
So we'll get going a little bit here. So I added a lot right there, and I'm going to just use that.
But then it starts to fade, you can just...
Yep, and that's because we have that white in the base color. Okay? So it really makes it look natural because you have the two colors mixing.
Uh-huh.
So the more you work it, the less prominent it will be.
So you don't need a lot of paint then?
Very, very little. Yep. And you can see I'm not really I'm just grabbing color and chopping it in there. And because we got our material on the surface, we have a lot of working time. If we would have left it in those buckets, you'd be fighting your working time. But we have 45 minutes at least to sit here and play with this.
Before it really starts to set and gel.
Well, no, it doesn't even start to gel. It just won't level out as fast.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the nice thing about our formulation is some materials will, once your working time's over, I mean, it begins to coagulate, basically, and you can't move it. That's not the case here, so you don't have to panic.
Oh, good.
Just don't do it out in direct sunlight, because just like a gremlin, it's no good in direct sunlight, right? Wait, can they handle direct sunlight? Is that the deal?
No.
Okay, got it.
I think they burst into flame or something like that.
Yeah, the direct sun just heats it up, man, and makes it makes your working time just disappear. So, all right. Let me see that black there, brother. Oh, you know what? It's sticky. You're gonna. I got gloves. You can put a little more on there. Yeah, you can put some gloves on here, Kenneth. They're right here on the. So there's a nasty black, right? That looks really too prominent, and all you got to do is just keep working that in there. Use that to kind of grab material and start bringing it over. You can see I'm not going. Again, I'm not going in a geometric pattern. You just. And if you want, you can put grain flow in this. You know, we actually have some people want like striated. Yep, you could do that and then use your torch to move it, but here we're just going to put like a real natural flow in this. I need a lot more spray paint on this. More. Perfect. So I'll just touch, he's got a big pool of paint there, so I just touch the side of it, grab that, and now that gives me some material to work with. very elegant look, really. I like this color. It's very easy to do, but fun, relaxing.
That's nice. Well, and we think it'll go well with the dark. We're doing the dark cabinet refinish, so
Okay.
I think it'll look really good with that.
Yeah, I like that. I like the contrasting colors. If everything in your kitchen's white, you start to look like a hospital.
That's right. Yeah, we figured that the marble look with the dark walnut cabinets would be a nice, elegant kitchen for us.
Yeah, Kenneth is a really good craftsman. He does kitchen cabinet refinishing, and he does furniture refinishing, and this product is definitely right up that alley of that kind of trade work. So.
Yeah, we just couldn't do the countertops.
No, it's all good.
I didn't want to try it. I wanted the expert.
You live in the right area. We're right here, man. Thanks for using us.
Oh man, we just heard so many good things about you. Watched your videos, and I'm impressed. Really, I am. This is an unbelievable process. I mean, you watch it on the video, but to see it in person, it's really fascinating.
It goes a little faster than you think, too, right?
Yeah,
It's not too difficult. You did all the hard work already by demoing and prepping your counters and all that. I mean, that's the hard work.
But just to get this look, it's just fascinating to me how that.
Tanya, is this what you were looking for?
Yeah,
You like that?
yeah, that looks great.
Isn't that amazing? Just like
really cool.
flows. You get the. Yeah, it looks like marble.
That's right, man.
It's so cool.
Those are the new counters.
It's like a coating of stone.
Right. It's no, really though. I mean, look at a marble shower, and
Well,
that's what it looks like.
as real as you think it looks now, when we torch it and move this in there, then it really becomes like, how did they do that? You know, it's really, if you don't see the process, it's hard to know, first of all, how easy it is, and second, that it was a man-made deal. You know, looks like you're a very seasoned faux artist. You know, and it doesn't take any skill. Very cool.
Give that a shot.
All right, so now I'm going to get a little bit of black here. I'm going to spray a little bit more, and you got to get some on the edges. That's important. Most of it runs off the edge, but you want to get some on there, just so they don't look pure white.
Right.
I know, doesn't it look cool?
Wow, Mike, this is
So I'm just dabbing some color on there, and then we'll just go horizontal with that edge.
You like that, dear?
I do.
Look good.
You like it too? Wow. Toddler approved. You like it too?
Toddlers are sometimes the worst critics. That's ugly, you know.
No, it just hides those.
Seams and stuff.
Hides that seam.
Yeah.
Really just looks nice.
Watch where you walk. Sorry about
yeah,
the.
yeah, no worries. That's what I take to do. I can run another one if we need to.
We're almost done with this one.
Yeah, the VOCs aren't that bad either.
No. People kind of get worried about the spray paint, but as you see, it's very little spray paint that we're actually using, and no, there's no smell to this that's noxious. It's zero VOC as the epoxy is concerned, which is really amazing for the durability. Typically, when you have a zero VOC product, you're sacrificing strength, you know, and so this is 100% solids. There's no solvent involved. But don't use water-based colorants into it. It doesn't work right. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to pop those bubbles again, and we're going to really move this color. So right now, this color looks looks cool, but we can make it look more realistic. And I'm gonna do that right now. So check this out, Kenneth.
Yeah.
As I move this, look at how much more real it makes it look.
Oh, wow.
It just softens out those strokes. See what I mean?
Oh, my goodness.
Don't touch. So like, see how this kind of looks fake here because of the edge?
Yeah.
So you just take your finger and now you're good. So I just go through and kind of erase any of the strokes that I don't like here. And the reason I started on this big piece is because then, you know, you don't want to do the whole kitchen at once. Do one piece that's broken up. Now, if this was all connected, you can stop there still and then just pour and chop the two together. A lot of people wonder, well, how do you do a big giant run? That's it. You just break it up into sections, but as it's still drying, it'll meld together. And then when you do just the clear, you're not doing any of these extra steps, you know. All right, here's another little tip for you guys. When you get towards the end of your material, the part A comes out a lot slower than the part B because it's thicker. You can do a couple things. You can actually put it in a microwave for a few seconds, about 20 seconds, and it'll really warm it up so it pours out. What we do is we cut the top off of our jug, and then we use our paint stick when we're mixing up a little bit more so we can get all of it right out into the bucket so we have enough to mix. So that's a good little tip on how to get every last drop out of the buckets. Okay guys, we got this counter all coated with our Stone Coat Countertop Epoxy. We added some base to our white color, and the real importance of doing that is because when you add the black spray paint, if you don't have the white base color tint in there, the black will just be a prominent black. But because of the white in there, it went ahead and melded it. It turns it into shades of gray and black and those kind of tones. Guys, what do you think of the process? Or what are your thoughts at this point after seeing it live here?
100% better. I am happy with this.
It was really neat to watch the process, and I thought that it took way more effort than it did. You know, it was simple, but it looks fabulous.
Awesome.
Fabulous.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for letting us do this in your house. And what about the smell? Talk about the fumes that you are or aren't smelling.
Well, I mean, you mentioned earlier I refinish cabinets, and I always have to wear a respirator. But in here, you know, our kids are running around. There was no smell. It's just really a slight smell from the spray paint. But other than that, I mean, the epoxy itself, very low. If anything, it's great. I liked it.
Are you guys surprised how little spray paint you actually need to give a Carrera look?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just dabs on the cardboard that, yeah. I was worried about too much black, and it definitely did not turn out the way that I thought it could have. So it looks great.
Awesome.
I am impressed.
Thank you,
Really
guys.
impressed.
Thank you, Kenneth.
Thank you,
Thank
Mike.
you, Tanya. We're going to come back tomorrow, and we'll do a clear flood coat over the top of this. And the reason we do that is because sometimes on the first coat, it won't lay out perfectly because you are introducing pigments and things like that into the clear epoxy, and then this is going to cover it on the second coat, give you that layer of durability. That way, if you did scratch or damage the surface, you can come back and refinish it, and you have a wear layer that you're never going to sand through. This is a very durable product that's hard to sand through it, so a second coat just does the trick. So that's why we do 2 coats, but here you go. There's our first coat, and I love how you built this counter. This looks great, man. Undermount sink over here, and it's just going to be a seamless kitchen with no seams.
Be nice.
Awesome. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. so much again for watching. Please go give us a comment below and like our video. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, go ahead and do that if you'd like. And visit us at stonecoatcountertops.com. Until next time,